At 22 minutes after 10, our attention to this developing story we've been watching for you since this morning. Scores of commuters being left stranded this morning, while some motorists were stuck in traffic due to a go-slow by taxis earlier. Now, operators associated with the National Taxi Alliance, as the eNCA, have embarked on a strike against government. They're going to be handing over a list of demands. They want the COVID-19 relief fund payout to be fast-tracked. My colleague, eNCA reporter Manqoba Mchunu, finds himself now Raba in Pretoria. You've made it there. That's a starting point of this protest march to the union buildings later on by operators affiliated to eNCA Manqoba, where they'll be handing over their list of demands. What's the mood like on the ground in Marabastad?
Well, certainly, Pretoria, I can say that it's been a really tough morning trying to get to Marabastad this morning, having to drive through that traffic that we saw in the go-slow that we saw earlier on, but we managed to find our way here. You can see, Pretoria, many of the taxi drivers have already gathered here at Marabastad ahead of their protest. I just want to take you to what we're seeing here on the ground, Pretoria. You can see different taxi organizations that fall under the National Taxi Alliance have gathered here this morning. We do understand some as far as from the various provinces. I can see Mpumalanga National Taxi Alliance is one of those that are here in this particular demonstration, but some of them also as far as Limpopo, as far as KwaZulu-Natal, they've all gathered here to come and give those list of grievances to government this morning. Among, of course, the top issues is the payment of that COVID fund relief. Taxi drivers saying that the government has failed to honor its promise to pay that 5,000 rand payment to those taxi drivers who are deserving to be paid that amount. And also the issue of recognition is one of the issues that the National Taxi Alliance will be taking today to the Transport Minister, Fikile Mbalula. But I just want to move ahead, Praten, and try to speak to some of these organizations just to get a sense from them. What is it that they want and why really they're here? I'm going to go to this group here from Barberton in Mpumalanga. It is Libombo Taxi Association, a long distance taxi association. Baba, asikale la solo ukuthi yini leni khala ngayo kangaka, siyabona ukuthi impela nidiniwe njengoba nishiye lo msebenzi neza la.
Baba sikhala kakhulu, uMbalula wasithembisa imali manje egcineni imali asayitholi, egcineni imali asayazi ukuthi kuphi.
So baba, njengoba manje nivala imigwaqo, nivalela imigwaqo niphazamisa abanye abantu,
senzela ukuthi maybe isikhalo sethu maybe angasiphendula isikhalo sethu baba. Yingakho nje sizama ukuvala umgwaqo ukuthi amateksi awalayishi umuntu.
Bathi ukuphula umthetho nje lokho baba, ukuthi nivimbe ezinye imoto nihlukumeze nabanye abantu.
Naye kithi uphula umthetho ngokuthi angasikhokheli imali yethu.
Okay. Well, this is one of the taxi drivers saying that they are protesting, for that payment of the COVID relief funds to be made by government. They're saying that they need the money to be paid by Mbalula. And in fact, we did ask, why is it then that they're blocking the roads if they want to make their point clear? And they're saying that they have to do this. It's necessary so that it gets the attention that it deserves from authorities. And he says that even though it's breaking the law, they want to get the attention and that issue out. Ukuzobona ma ukuthi yini wena ula namhlanje la, ngiyazi ukuthi nikhala ngemali ukuthi ngayithola imali ma kahulumeni.
Ndonami ngiyabonga. Lana sihlangana netinkinga letiningi ngesikhathi seCovid, lana sitshele ukuthi imali sitayithola silayishe abantu nga7 yebantu. Sibalayishile abantu timova setifuna kuthathwa. Asisanathi imali, asinalutho, sithenjisiwe ukuthi sitawuniketwa imali. Manje nyalo sesiyamangala ukuthi kuze kufika la sigijima siye emgwaqeni khona siyokhalela le mali siyayidzinga. Sifuna kubhadala imoto letidliwako.
Thank you. Mama, one of the drivers also saying that they want this payment. She says that they were promised this money by the government and it has not been paid, and in the meantime they are suffering because they have to pay bills and also they have to pay for their installments for some of those vehicles. So they're saying that they're really pleading on government to pay that COVID relief fund, and those are some of the sentiments that we've also heard from some of the taxi drivers that we've interacted from, and many that have gathered here today to go and deliver that memorandum to government at the union buildings. Of course, the commuters have been left to bear the brunt of this strike, many of them finding themselves stranded this morning and forced to find alternative transport.
Now, Manqoba, do we know what time are they planning to march from Marabastad, making their way to the Department of Transport in the CBD of Pretoria? Because that action in itself is going to cause a bit of gridlock in the capital city.
Well, but then at this point, the march was supposed to start at 9 this morning, but we understand that there were delays, and understandably so, because of those go-slows that we saw with some of those taxi associations making their way here to Marabastad. We do understand that the program, which is here on the particular stadium, here just outside the old Patco bus depot, there's a short program that's going to take place, and you can see them there, some of the leaders on the stage as we speak, addressing some of those protesters that have gathered here. We're going to go close to it and listen to it, but we're hoping, pretend, that surely within the next hour or so, this march will then start making its way to the union buildings. The National Taxi Alliance itself had said that they are going to be holding these demonstrations up until 3:30 this afternoon. So it is going to be quite a long day, pretend, as they will be making their way to those 2 points. Firstly, the Department of Transport were expected to hand over a memorandum to the Minister of Transport, Fikile Mbalula, but then from there, they also will be heading to the union buildings, where they also will be handing over a memorandum to the President of the country on those grievances that they've raised.
Yeah, and hopefully the Tshwane Metro Police will be up and about to direct the traffic properly. Otherwise, Tshwane CBD, the CBD of Pretoria, the capital city, must brace itself for gridlock, as that protest will begin any time now. Thank you very much, Manqoba Mchunu.